Hello there, and welcome to another video with me playing Tiny Glade. Today we're going to be building a castle. It's going to be a time-lapse video. I've already built the castle, so yeah, let's get into it. I hope you all enjoy. Hello, and welcome back. So here, I'm just trying to make some sort of landscape for me to work off of. I just start by, moving around a little bit. There was a few little buildings that I did build here, but then I deleted them, so I edited that out. But yeah, I tried to make the landscape correct. I wanted to make sure it was all perfect for when I did actually start. Messing around with the sheep. The sheep are really cute in this game. They just seem to just fly away whenever you, move the landscape and everything. This is really difficult, by the way. I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to, doing a voiceover. But bear with me. I'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, here we see me stacking some nice towers. I do love this game. Spent about 4 hours on this yesterday. But yeah, it's wonderful. It's great to, have fun stacking all of these different towers and, seeing all the different intricate details I can add. I find that best kind of builds, for me anyway, they came just by me having the creative freedom to just mess around, which is honestly perfect. I think if anyone is considering, doing any of these kind of builds, try not to focus too much on the details until you build up an understanding of how what a game works, and then later on you can think about all of the different options that are available to you. And then maybe use images online that are available to have a reference. But I was quite happy to just mess around with all of the different things. Here I'm trying to make a balcony, but it doesn't work, so I disregard that. But yeah, it's such a beautiful game. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Yeah, I have a lot of fun building this. Just working everything out, and I'm trying a few new things here. I had on a previous build that I was just messing around with just to figure out the nicks and knacks of the game. After my first recording, I figured out that you could put a tower or a circular building just next to the wall, and it would create I don't know the word for it, a step. An inverted step that looks like it's connected to the wall, so it has some support, rather than these long winded supports, which I'm not really much of a fan of. Yeah, here you see it. Yeah, right there. So that's just one little tip from me, is when you're trying to get your supports up and running, try not to get don't have the long awful looking supports going up. Try and get the wonderful little lipped. I don't know what they're called. I would love to know the name. If anyone knows the name, please say it in the comments. If you have any ideas of what I could build next, also please let me know in the comments, because that would be wonderful. But yeah, here you see me doing it in the centre. I struggled with this at first because, obviously all of these little roots are a bit funny. They aren't the easiest thing in the world to produce, but I do try my best. But eventually I get it by lifting it up through the actual bridge itself for a guide. But yeah, messing around with the flowers. I actually raised this point up. Yep. Yeah. Maybe I added a few too many flowers there, but yeah. It's such a lovely game. I do like though that, you know, I originally was gonna like build with a reference, but then I just started building and just didn't really think about it, because, you know what, I didn't want to like be sat there for like 15 hours trying to recreate something that's already been built before. I just thought, right, I'm just gonna go with my creative freedom, just figure out as I go along. I was trying to figure out how I could do the steps, you know, to see if I could make it lower, but I couldn't figure that out. I could probably have done it if I just, you know, took my time with this bit, but I didn't really care too much. It was already coming along quite nicely anyway, so I didn't want to risk it too much. Building some little houses on the side of my castle. That's what I believe they are anyway. I've just started building them, just to have some sort of like uniformity within the castle. Later on though, you see that I break that uniformity with my other towers. By the way, for anyone who's wondering, those steps, you make them by having a path next to the walls. As long as it's close enough to the floor, it will create steps going upwards, which is wonderful. Just like when you're creating steps up dirt on stone. Oh yeah, gotta get that decoration in there. I spend a while doing this. You'll probably see like a few long-winded clicks, you know, because I do hope eventually they add in the ability to add in your own props, because having to click through several like times just to get the props that I want there is a little bit frustrating. You only see it for a matter of seconds, but for me it took a while. See, yeah, just click, 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 click. Eventually I get the ones I want. I get rid of the flowers though that are growing in between the towers or the floors by creating a pathway underneath. Obviously you can't see the path, but what you do see is the flowers disappearing. I decided to break it up a little bit here by making a square tower. I haven't got one of those yet, so I thought might as well. Even if it doesn't go with the rest of the style, I just kind of, like, this is another one. Like, I just wanted to break it all up. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't always the same. Just trying to think about what should go where, having the creative freedom to be able to do all these things. It's, you know, it's really, really fun. I really do think that if people are to get this, they will have a lot of fun if they have the creativity. Yeah, I spent a little bit of time trying to make sure that this was all, you know, perfect, getting it all close to the wall as possible. I wanted to make sure that it was, you know, oddly shaped compared to the rest. You see that it kind of like protrudes out slightly. Adding some flags. Do you know what, the flags were actually probably some of the most fun, because they create such nice patterns around. Oh yeah, walling off the side. I think this is where I realised that the outside, the walls aren't really doing it for me. I didn't really like the colours, so yeah, I go around and I start changing things up. I do change it again because there was a difference that I liked with the wood. the slats, like, they feel really nice to me. I do change the colour, yeah, of the slats as well to a black colour. Because I think that the slightly grey brick look far better with the grey, with the black slats. Go around changing the doors to white. I feel like I missed a few of those though. I could be wrong, but if I did, you know, I'm sure later on when I return to this build, because I didn't actually build a village for this just yet. I filled it in with trees, the outside, after I finished the build. But I will return to this and build a village outside. I've seen some really nice thumbnails of what people have done with this game, so I may watch a few videos to get a little bit of inspiration myself. I haven't done so yet. Just messed around with all of the different mechanics, just to see what I can do. So here you see I'm making some stairs going up. From that level to the next level. Adding some more windows. Can never have too many windows, but I feel like I may have gone a bit overboard. You may see that I'm just placing them willy-nilly, and to be honest, I probably am. Obviously, like I've said before, first time playing, I just kind of want to get everything together, try and figure everything out. Window placements aren't on the top of my mind, but I do try my best. I was going to build like a blacksmith here. I ended up going against that. Decided to continue the wall while I think about, you know, so then I can put everything together, have that space already lined up, so then later on when I do decide I want to change it, I can just change it without having to work around what I've already built. I try and build a well here. It looks more like a birdhouse at first. I think I changed the top to a square. Yes, I do. Because I wasn't really much of a fan of the well looking, not like a well. But I think I did an alright job, but it does seem more like a birdhouse still. It could be both, it could be a birdhouse slash well, but I thought that would be a bit unsanitary, to be honest. Here I built a nice little bandstand, or as best as I could. Extending the wall. Adding some flowers. It's always wonderful to have a few flowers. I go with a similar style here as well with which I would say I was building a blacksmith. It could be anything though. You know, depends on your imagination and what you would picture it as. I did try my best, and I thought to myself, you know what, it doesn't have to be a blacksmith, does it really? It could be anything. I just think that the devs of this game did a really wonderful job. I do plan to add a pond as well later on to the village when I build that, just to finish off the build, and I might next time build a city. But I'm hoping that soon there'll be an update. That I know that this game is called Tiny Glade, but I kind of want to have like more space to sprawl out, because in this build I actually take up a good 2/3 of the map, I think. Because yeah, a castle is quite big usually. I mean, to be fair, this is probably what people would call a mega castle, but this is like a, let's say, a pretty Westeros type castle, because Westeros has all castles are mega castles in Westeros. That might be a good idea for me though, to maybe build some of the Westeros styled castles, like Winterfell or Storm's End. That'd be pretty fun. Here you see me having the fight with the props mechanic thing. I was hoping in that moment that there'd be some kind of way to just give myself whatever props I wanted, but that's not the case just yet. I hope they do bring that, because that would be wonderful. That's my only... I think that's my only issue, really, with this game, is I can't place any props that I want. I just have to kind of click through them. And say if I wanted to add more stuff to, like, the floors, because I feel like the actual courtyard of the castle is quite bare. I do try and add some markets later on, but it doesn't feel like it really brings too much to the build, because obviously they're still quite flat. But maybe I can change that later, or maybe I can fix that, or maybe they will bring up props, and that'll be wonderful. So please, devs of Tiny Glade, please bring up props. Another circle tower. Gotta get that just right. I think this was probably like the most fun I've had building on this game so far. Like the first one was just like, you know, a quick, simple half-an-hour build. I didn't really put too much thought into it. But with this one I had like, you know, tons of time to just chill out and build without having to think about narrating what I'm doing. Because I thought to myself, who wants to watch a video for 4 hours of me building some nonsensical castle where I'm just constantly building without really talking? Because honestly, this type of game, you're constantly having so many different creative like thoughts. Like, you have creative freedom on all of these different things. You're constantly thinking about which place to go. I find out that you can do this with the windows. I absolutely love this feature, that the windows can connect with, like, you know, the washing. I did hope, though, that it would connect with 3. I did try that at first, but then it didn't work, so I just decided against that. Linked up some windows on the sides, and then recalled them to the correct, like, I would say pine kind of wood. Gotta get those arrow slots as well. Trying to pretty everything up. Gotta get them flowers in there. And getting pathways placed throughout. If you're looking for a nice casual game, I can definitely recommend Tiny Glade. So to break it up again, I do decide to go with another square tower. I do change up the design of this one as well, I think. Yes, I do. I remember now. I think this one's either slightly taller or it's got an extra square section. Yeah, it does, yeah. And just one extra one. That's okay. And then I do go with the same, like, side circle tower as well. Yeah. I think I will make a tips and tricks video. Just from what I've, like, you know, gathered as I've played. Yeah, it's just wonderful. Just having so much creative freedom. It's just so enjoyable. And I am really falling in love with the dark slats. It's just so wonderful. Like on the pale stones. It's just so nice. I went for a darker appeal at the bottom as well though, because I thought that they would be a bit more dirty. Because, you know, they're all near the dirt, near the ground, and probably a little bit more wear and tear, probably built a long time ago. Things probably was updated as times have gone on. So that's trying to like give this a little bit of history. I did try this, I didn't like it, I got rid of it. You'll see here. Putting the flags everywhere again. Maybe I went a little bit too overboard with them, but that's okay. I raised these up slightly to get some doors on, because it wasn't... I really wanted some doors on the bottom, because I was like, how are people going to get in? This house, I think I had the plan of this like being like kind of like a baker, but like I said before, it's up to your own interpretation. I just enjoyed having like all this creative freedom with putting the slats in and the like just all around. There's just so much I could do. I did quite like this though. The window, when I raised it up, it took on the colour of the slats of the entire house. I did really like that. Ah yes, this is my marketplace, or this my try at making a marketplace. I'd say it went okay. I think I do make a mistake here. That the this one and the second one I make, because I do make another one. I also do try to connect up the flags with this one as well, but it didn't work either because it was just too far away. I do hope in future that there is a way to connect them yourself. So rather than them just auto-connecting, that I have a tool that I can just drag from different flags I've already put down myself. If not, I'm sure someone will make a mod and that'll become available eventually. So many windows. Just trying to give it a bit more oomph, a bit more style. I wanted it to just pop when people saw it. Like, obviously windows, they emit light on the night. Same as the lanterns that I keep placing around. The chimneys, they add some life to it because they're probably some of the only moving parts of the whole build. This is what I mean. I would like some little extra props in future. It'd be really nice to see a water wheel. If that's already in the game, then brilliant. I haven't seen it myself because I haven't really tried to build anything next to the water just yet, other than my first build where I have like a little pond and I get excited about ducks, but that's about it. That's the only time that I actually thought about anything like that. But hopefully they do bring out some more props like that. Here you see me again, trying to get a nice little pillar to hold up that bridge. This is probably the only time I actually used this style in the entire build, having like the outward roofs, but I felt like it worked quite well for this entranceway. See me having a little bit of interest in like playing around with the building itself, so then it doesn't have the its own stands. I didn't like that. I don't like the fact that I don't have control over that unless I like have to play around with the entire thing. Also a bunch of clipping as well. I wanted to make the gatehouse feel alive though. I didn't really know how to build it really, but you know, like I said before, like a lot of creative freedom. You know, you can just put stuff down. You don't really have to worry too much about it messing up your build, because you can just delete it if you don't like it. Like there is the like undo and redo buttons. Doing the same thing again with the nice little supports for the bridge. Rather than the wooden slats, I'm not the biggest fan of the wooden sections for like these big stone buildings that are meant to be standing on their own. I don't like the wooden bits that protrude outwards, so I'd rather have just some stone. I do lower down a few things, but then I realise that I've messed up there because some of the other buildings are on different levels, so I fixed that quite quickly. Having a look around, trying to make some finishing touches. Putting a little secret door on the side. Getting the sheep. Of course I do. And then, my idea for this one was the seamstress. But this was just what I was thinking when I was building this. Getting the correct like props around, putting some windows down, trying to make it look a little bit more Shambles-esque. If anyone wants to know what Shambles are, it's the street in York, which is and they used it in the Harry Potter movies, or used the idea of it for that was it Diagon Alley? Yes, Diagon Alley. Adding some flags. It's just such a wonderful little game. Gotta get all the flowers in there. Right, I guess I'll show you around now, so you get to all get to see it in both daytime and nighttime. And I'll see you there. So here is the finished build. Like I said before, I will be filling in this area here with a village, hopefully, in future. But yeah, here we go. Here's the end product. My lovely bakery with what I thought it would be. My seamstress just here on the entrance. My blacksmith. Obviously, it all looks very pretty to be, you know, a blacksmith. And then a wonderful little well, or what I would perceive to be a well. We then have the courtyard with the two linked towers, which are both mirrored on each side, but with slight variations in the windows and door placements and everything like that. My bandstand, the entrance. I love the entrance. It's probably a very interesting little feature at the beginning. I do, however, I've realised that this is incorrect. Yeah, there we go. Is that right? It's just the light difference, I think. I think I was correct with it originally. The light variations just changed quite a lot. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly show you as well at different times of the day. Because let's go to sunset. Can move the sun around to get where we want it to be. So let's maybe move it round here. Ah, isn't that wonderful? Wow, look at that glare. It's wonderful. Right, let's also make it nighttime. Get all of them lovely little lights turning on. And the lanterns. Get some shadows in there. Isn't this lovely? Also, if we do go into the camera mode, I feel like it feels like a different game when you turn on camera mode. But one thing that I particularly like is this. It just makes everything look like a model. It makes me feel like, you know, someone's taken some sort of 3D printer, printed it out, added all its own little lights, and just haven't bothered to paint it. But then we also have these settings here. I, in particular, but for this build, really love this filter. It just, I don't know, there's just something about it, it just feels so nice. We can change everything that we want, you know, the aperture, we can give it a vignette. We can change the FOV, the field of vision. And let's have a look at it from a bird's eye view. Oh, wow. Look at that. It doesn't seem very straight, does it? But that's okay. Let's go back to how this looks from here. And then one thing that I did change is that you can make like a sepia effect. Which I also think is quite nice. But yeah, we can have a fly around. Let's turn off this filter. And let's make it back to day. Should we take a little walk around as well? Everything feels so big when you're down here. And you realise maybe you've gone a bit overboard with the sizing. Especially with these steps. They're so steep. This just feels like a wonderful little game. And here we go at the courtyard. Ready for a day's work. You can almost expect to hear, you know, fresh vegetables, you know. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.